Yeah, I was really impressed. I was just wondering if I never paid attention before. All right. What are we talking about?
Today, starting off with topics, we're gonna start off with the live stream that happened literally 2 days ago, Friday. Where is... There it is. All right, so anyone, like, how do people, like, I guess we'll start off with, like, do people like it? Do people not like it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just more info. Yeah, sorry.
I really
I felt like there's no like standout things.
Really,
It's just kind of cool.
Really
to see.
feel the... Mm-hmm.
That they admitted that was cheating. That's not something you can do. It just, I mean, it's currently using the gear system, so you're able to mix and match. Or I think that's what they were doing.
People had mixed feelings about that. People didn't like that the devs were doing, like, because like that's I see their point of view, or the fact that like it's false advertising. Like if people see that, they're gonna be thinking, oh, I can mix match my cosmetics, where when you really can't do that. But at the same time, it's like, let the devs have some fun.
It was always possible.
It's not possible.
Yeah, it was always possible on a technical level.
Everyone likes that idea.
Yeah, I think
like,
it has. Sorry, you finish.
No, I think everyone likes that idea. It's just like you're selling them as a set. Nothing like really and truthfully, it's what the devs want for the set. It's not like there's anything against it.
It's also in terms of animation as well. Like when they create an armor piece and it has a certain animation to it, it's kind of hard to remove that animation and make it attached to one particular piece. You know?
No, I think it's easy. I think the reason they don't want to do it is that's kind of makes the downside of the cosmetic is it's one set. Like, it's cool, you get a style, but because it lacks that customization, that's where like a lot of the cosmetics you get in the open world and the transmog system comes into play, where you're able to where was I going with this? I guess, yeah, where it's a trade-off where it's supposed to be cool together, but not customizable. It kind of makes, I guess, it visually makes it kind of OP from the customized standpoint. Which
yeah,
you
and you can. But most of them do have it, like, so like there's a difference between, like, most of them do have it to where like there's an entire set. You'll buy an entire set, and that set isn't customized. Like Guild Wars 2 has it. I think WoW, I'm pretty sure WoW has it. But like a lot of games have it to where like this is the thing. Like you're buying this as a full body set of costume. It's not something you can mix and match. Like there's mix and match sets. There's mix and match ones, and then there's non-mix and match ones. Our mix and match ones right now in the store, that's the accessories. Like usually they'll have like boots or a chest plate or a shield or a crown. Those are your mix and match sets. Then we have, these are our full sets. These are our full costumes. You're not going to be able to mix and match these. These go in a costume slot. I would assume these aren't like I can transmog my armor into said piece. This goes into my costume slot, and it covers my whole body. There's nothing technically that's saying they can't do it, and there's nothing like saying like they shouldn't do it. It's just honestly how the devs want to sell the set and how they want to like do the cosmetic.
Essentially.
Yeah. Yeah, they
I think it's like, you know how people don't like cosmetics? They think it should be all earned in game. This is kind of like that downside to. It's kind of what balances the in-game cosmetics versus what you buy in the shop. Where the shop you get a cool look, but you can only use that whole outfit. Where like what you can earn in the game, you have that control where you can mix and match stuff. Or at least that's how I say it.
No one been able to hear you this entire time?
No, they didn't hear me this entire time. Now they should hear me. Now. I think. Yeah. Yeah, I have different settings when I'm recording stuff and I change it. I always forget to turn it back. I'm sorry. Professional podcast right here. I'm sorry. No, what I was saying was, yeah, I'm not gonna repeat all of that.
BCG wants like saw like the conversation right now is the fact that like in the live stream they were mix matching the cosmetic sets, and BCG thinks that that should be like the default. You should be able to mix and match the cosmetic sets, but that's not how it actually is.
I know.
When you buy a set, that's how I'm explaining it to the crowd. I'm not,
all right.
In reality, you won't be able to mix and match those cosmetic sets. They said it on the stream. That's how it's been promoted for like a long time now. And there was people that when they watched that and when that question was asked and answered, they were upset. Like people don't like the fact that the devs are showing off that they're mix and matching the sets, but that's something that you can actually do. They see it as kind of like false advertising.
Yeah, you
They're
see
the devs. They can do whatever the heck they want.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's like one of those things where like it's not like it was ever a technical limitation. It was a design choice.
Yeah,
I know, but like, I understand that, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I just want to understand the logic or the train of thought of not allowing mix matching within the game. It's okay if you have to buy the full set. You have to buy the full set. You cannot buy individual pieces. I get that. That's cool. That's fine. But if I want to mix match full sets that I already bought, like, I don't understand the reason why I cannot do that. That's the only thing I'm saying.
I think that's also kind of part of the price, where it's like you are buying that limitation as how do I describe this? Because yeah, that limitation is kind of like a downside, where it's like, yeah, you get this set, and it's nice to be able to buy a full set, because I don't know about others, but like when I play a new MMO, I mean, I've grinded through so many, it's kind of nice sometimes to be able to start a new MMO and not look like crap, be able to buy like a full set. Yeah. But then as you get into that MMO, you can dive into other aspects and make a more custom appearance. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
It's a tricky thing, because yeah, it's like they could, and it's hard to say why they wouldn't. Besides, it just
exactly. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Why wouldn't they? We know it's technically possible. I know people would like it. So why?
I think it's that, like, for the most part, to get that customization, you're supposed to play the game and like get those pieces. There's a lot of people who complain about like the best visual stuff being available in the store, and
but it's not.
To me,
it's not
the fact that this is a set. Well, there's some pretty unique stuff in the store. At least certain pieces of a lot of these sets are really cool. But it's like the whole set, having it being bound to the full set is kind of what balances that out.
Okay, I can see that.
I think another thing that adds to that argument is we haven't really Like we see a lot of like most of the stuff we see is cosmetic stuff, and like we don't see equally cool. Like we see some cool in-game cosmetic stuff, and we see we've seen the evolution of that stuff too, like how sets evolve. But you don't see anything like on the level of Sorrows. You haven't seen anything like in-game obtainable wise on the level of Sorrows hung on the Face of Sorrow. You haven't seen anything like like a bunch of these store-bought cosmetics go out there, and like you haven't seen anything in terms of obtainable in game yet in that's on that level. We see a lot of cool stuff that's obtainable in game, and like they've shown off some stuff, but that's more on the side of realism, whereas a lot of these cosmetics go more in that realm of fantasy that people are looking to go into. I mean, a lot of it's been leather armor too. So
I'm trying to gather the chain of thoughts. I don't know what's the reasoning. I don't think we'll ever know the reasoning unless if we have actually someone here.
Exactly.
From the dev team.
I mean, like I said, I'm not saying like it's. I honestly, I could not care less. Honestly, I could not care less. But I just like for me, a major part of MMORPGs is always to create your own character, customize it from skill wise, story wise, or even just look wise. And if you offer already so many different unique cosmetics, right? Why not let people mix match? They might even increase the percentage of people buying it. Maybe somebody says, okay, I don't like this cosmetics, but I do like the face mask on the armor set, so I'm gonna buy the armor set.
Yeah, I mean it would, because it would make it better.
Yeah, because I would probably start buying a lot more cosmetics, a lot more armor sets if I could mix match.
Yeah, but I think
I think it also gets in the argument of like, I only want this one part of the armor instead of like whereas I buy the entire set now. Well, then, like that's another thing.
Yeah, that's another thing.
No, from a business aspect, it doesn't make sense to me that a person would buy a part of an armor, like let's say the shoulder piece, and trash the rest. I don't think.
I mean, I want to trash the rest, but I would. There's elements of certain sets where I'd be like, oh, I like that helmet. I think that helmet might even look really good on this other set that I already bought. Maybe if I take like the shoulders from Sorrow's Hunger. So I definitely see, like, I would be definitely the person who would buy a full set for like one piece.
Yeah,
I'm extremely.
But I think I'm
extremely picky on helmets and
shoulder pads.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank on the name right now. It starts with a P.
Shoulder pads.
Pauldrons.
But yeah, I think they're called that, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% right now. But yeah, I'm extremely picky when it comes to those two sets. Like sometimes I like, it also kind of depends on what kind of phase I'm in. Sometimes I like big, bulky, like oversized shoulder pieces, but then I'm like, I don't like them at all. So like I kind of go like the sleeveless full plate armor, kind of like sleeveless, where I still have the gauntlets, but I don't have anything on the shoulders. Sometimes I go like that. And then helmet wise, I'm also like, if I wear a helmet, I prefer it to like cover my whole face, and I also don't mind the ponytail pones. I don't remember what the fucking color those are there.
All right, let's move on. Next topic. We're going off track again.
I think that stayed up pretty on track. But so we kind of dived right in the middle of it, but like towards the beginning, they had Bacon on this time.
Sorry.
They're mixing up the cast a little bit. You still got Margaret and Steven, but like we had Bacon on this time. I haven't seen Bacon in the live stream in a while. Not since before COVID. I think he was on one before COVID quite a bit, but we got to see him again on the live stream.
Yeah. I feel like Bacon is their secret weapon. Well, once they just put Bacon, you see the entire chat being like all hearts and stuff.
I mean, how can you not love Bacon?
I mean,
apparently Margaret doesn't like sweet bacon. Apparently Margaret doesn't like brown sugar bacon. How can you not like brown sugar bacon?
I don't know.
doesn't like the sweet and savory, which I get. Sweet and savory can be weird.
I don't.
I'm not a big fan of pineapple pizza. When I agree with her on that, but like
Nobody should be a fan of pineapple pizza.
Oh my
Period.
gosh, it's not that bad.
This is an argument that has torn the envious Discord apart.
I don't care about it.
Two warring factions.
There is no warring factions. There is people that don't like pineapple pizza, and then the weird ones. Those are the only two factions.
But now we're getting off topic.
Yeah. Next topic.
Bacon was on. Then you had they showed off quite a few of the environments. They showed they did their development updates. They did the studio updates. Studio moves going along nicely. We saw. I think we saw. No, he mentioned that he had shown that to PI. I don't think he actually showed that on stream, but he mentioned he showed that to us in PI. How like a picture of the studio. He mentioned that.
How's the studio looking?
I can't say. It was in PI.
I can't PI. It's not that special.
No, but it was expensive to get into, and I don't want to lose that.
All right. Okay. What's the next topic, Yoni?
Well, we're still on the live stream. We're still on the live stream.
Oh yeah.
We saw the armor. We saw a lot of environmental stuff. Environmental stuff's looking good. You saw that frost armor looking pretty badass.
We saw the gorilla.
We saw the 4-armed gorilla. We saw, I don't remember its name. It was something Harbinger of Wrath, I think it's called. Straight up, when I saw that on screen, first thing I thought is like fucking Goro from Mortal Kombat. Like you hear like the Mortal Kombat. It straight up looks like Goro.
Well, I'm looking forward.
Get it? I get that.
It's at an hour and 4 minutes.
Thank you.
Yeah, the frost armor, we've seen it kind of updated. It looks like they removed some of the ice, which I'm a little sad about, but it still looks smexy.
Did you just say smexy?
Does it look like they removed some of the ice? I think
I would have sworn the gauntlets look
at
bulky. Maybe I'm insane.
I think if you look at the back, I think they did a 180. They turned it around and you saw the backside. I think there's more on the backside actually. I don't know. It looks good. I don't know why they're posing it with these weapons because that, like, we know the weapons don't come with the cosmetic set. So you could assume that you get these weapons. You can get these weapons easily in game. You get these weapons in game.
The weapons remind me a lot of Guild Wars 2 right now.
We saw more hair sets. Was there any other questions from the Q&A that kind of piqued anybody's interest? Anything else from the?
That's what it looked like. It looks like they did.
I could see it.
I'll be honest. I missed this live stream. I have not yet caught around to watch it, but I read the transcript. So, like I said, like I wanted to say earlier, it was a pretty solid live stream. I think I said that when I didn't have audio. The main thing that I liked was first up seeing Bacon, and secondly seeing the progress they're doing with all the 3D renders of everything. Because I do have the what's the name of this one again? What's
that Halloween set from like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah,
3 years ago.
yeah. So it's nice to see something that I own.
I think it was the Halloween set from 2019. Yeah. We found out I guess like a lot of these questions were ones I kind of already assumed, or ones that like kind of like repeat questions. Not repeat questions, but like ones that like you could kind of already gather if you were paying attention to the Discord. But Jolan asked, will Intrepid own the rights to the music, or will so content creators won't have to worry about music strikes? They said yes, they'll own all the music made by Bear McCreary.
Of course, I mean, it would surprise me if they wouldn't own the rights to the music.
Well, they're paying them to make it.
Yeah, they're paying them to
Yeah,
make it.
but a lot of games don't. A lot of games don't own the rights to the music. Like some games like they don't own all the rights to their music.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's
They license the music for games,
yeah.
right? But if you have somebody,
If you have a composer that you're paying,
if you have
to
a
make the
composer,
game,
like for example, when I did the that one song where Steven says "Even the Lord of Salt," and I had a composer turn that into a song. Right, that song is registered and everything, and I hold the rights to it. Right, so I'm pretty sure they're doing the same stuff with McBeary, yeah, with their composer. Sorry, I didn't sleep a lot last night. I'm a little bit tired.
but yeah, a lot of these questions were not anything like new or surprising. Like,
Yeah.
so I guess we can move on to the next one.
Wait. I have a thing. I wanted to ask.
Okay.
We like more like gauge your guys' opinion on this. We always see like right now we're always seeing like these housing. I call them like I don't want to call them housing elements, but a lot of the items are showing feels like they can be used in housing.
Okay.
What sort of housing system do you guys think we're gonna get? And by housing system, I mean like when it comes to placing stuff in your apartment.
I think it'll be fairly. They've already described it as being fairly customizable.
Yeah, but no, I mean
I
like
feel it's going to be like Animal Crossing,
I never played Animal Crossing.
which you basically enter your house and you just place stuff.
So is it
Yeah, I
like
think
is it like where you place it within a roster, or you have complete? Ever played Wildstar? That housing system where you have complete control about rotation size.
I don't think you'll be able to scale things up like you
Yeah.
can in WildStar, but you'll be able to probably rotate it.
Okay.
I
And
imagine
you
it'll
also probably can't do things like put benches on walls.
Oh, that sucks.
You'll probably have to put like there'll be like a wall thing. You need to put this on a wall.
It depends on really how they decide to do it. If they decide like I'm just gonna click on this thing and then like it puts out the blueprint of the thing I'm trying to place, and then I can hit R, or I could hit two buttons and it'll rotate it, and then I hit the enter button and it places it. Or if they decide like I'm in my house, I'm in my freehold, I can go into this top-down view, and I can just like place things how I want. How I want now. Like some games do that, and some games have it to where like it's literally this blue outline right in front of you, and then you find the perfect place you want to put it, and then you just hit place object, and then it places the object.
The only
Which
reason
they've done that
I'm not-
before.
The only reason I'm not saying that you're going to be able to increase size and lower the size is because the house of all the housing that we've seen so far is basically cosmetic. Or if we're talking about the stuff in testing, we've only seen houses. We haven't seen open areas. Like for example, in Elder Scrolls Online, you have these open areas where you're able to customize as you wish. But when it came to housing, you're very limited to small areas. It wouldn't even look right, technically.
I miss Wildstar housing. Now, because
There's a lot of different ways they could do it. We'll have to wait
Yeah.
and see.
yeah, I just hope it's really open, that you have a lot of like that you can really like go nuts. No, like okay, they need to have an item limitation, I would assume.
There probably will be an item
Yes.
limitation about how much you can fit on your freehold,
Yes.
or in a specific spot, or in like a confined space. It's been described as being fairly open. They haven't like started. They've been selling freehold buildings. They haven't like sold freehold furniture or cosmetics, individual like little pieces that you can fit on your freehold yet. So we'll see if they decide to go down that route in the future.
Yeah, it sounds like I know Margaret's at least expressed. I don't know. She's talked about how she's liked some of the things that she's seen people make. You know, like all the crazy things people have done with other systems. So it might be a lot more open than I'm thinking. but
maybe like it's endless possibilities. It's up to them to decide which one really.
Yeah, there are tons of games with different methods of doing it.
Because
Next topic.
because I like the reason I'm bringing it up is because I feel like the more customization you have within the housing system, the more they could make money by having like a cosmetic shop where you have cosmetic housing items that don't serve a purpose, just like, you know, like I said, just cosmetic items. Because I would probably spend a lot of money on that as well.
There's games that do that, and like I said, they could choose to go down that route in the near future.
Right, quick reminder, everybody. Every time we do the Ashes of Creation discussion round, after we're done, we're spending like an hour on the official Discord, just, you know, trying to revive the voice chat. So if you want to talk Ashes with us, feel free to join afterwards. Sorry, Yoni. Sorry, had to do that. Half hour mark.
Next topic. Some like Stackerson, you said you wanted to talk about so we had an alpha test.
In the live stream, he mentioned how they deployed their new system for making abilities, and how we're actually not testing it in alpha. So they had like switched up a lot of the abilities.
And we're not
like completely switched up, but I'm sorry, I misspoke. But the abilities are using a new system.
And we're not under a verbal NDA. We're just under a visual NDA right now, so we can talk about any test we want. Like Friday they had a test. Was it Friday? I think it was Friday. Saturday. Yeah. It was last night. Yeah, last night we had a test. The tests have been fairly like bog standard. Like the last couple of tests have been fairly bog standard. You run around the world for a while. They want you to test out like certain things. Like with the combat change, they want you to go out and kill stuff. There's been this AI bug that's been going on. They want you to kill things, like try to figure out if the AI bug's been fixed. It hasn't lately, but they keep saying they've learned new things, and they're working on fixing it. And I believe they're getting close to fixing it. It's ran great. It's ran better and better with each tip. What, Faisal?
They also added passives, new passives.
Yeah, we got passives the other day. Well, yesterday, like first time we saw passives actually being implemented.
It increased damage and healing percentages by a lot.
Yeah, for people that don't know, they've implemented. Well, it doesn't really affect anybody, but like they've implemented like this separate NPC that just sells like better equipment for specifically sieges that you can only like. All the equipment in game has level requirements, and this stuff is expensive as hell and pretty good, like better comparatively to everything else that we've seen so far. I don't think anyone's like really 100% had a chance to like look at any of the crafted armor and stuff like that, but this stuff's
that puts into question.
Mm-hmm.
Why did they separate it from the normal vendor?
Just for the siege testing, just because like they just keep on bringing us in, boosting us up, and then they're like, okay, instead of buying from this other vendor, they just want to have like a new vendor that they can easily turn off.
That's what I was saying. It's like
maybe I'm reading too much into it.
The test has been fairly bog standard, right? Lately is like we're in for a little bit, just running around testing out some stuff, and then for like an hour or two into the test, they'll say we're getting ready for siege. You have to be in a guild to sign up for siege, so like it costs 500 gold just to create your own guild, and then the guild leader, whoever the leader of that guild, signs up for the siege, and then everyone in that guild is signed up. Either there's attackers or defenders, and then you go on, and then you go to one of the people, and they teleport you onto the attackers or defenders side. This test, we Envious and a bunch of our other people. Faisal, you were with us. You're not a part of Envious, but you were with us this test. We went attackers this time, and I'm not 100% sure if this has happened on another server, but as far as I'm aware, no one's won attacking yet. And I think we were the first to win it. Like, granted, we vastly outnumbered the other team, but there was a lot of crashes.
100 against the 50. It was 2-1.
It was literally like it. Well, there at the end when the final like capture point was taken, it was like 70-30. But like we vastly outnumbered the other team. But there was a lot of bugs and crashes going on both sides. We crashed a bunch. I'm assuming the other team crashed a bunch too. But we were able to kill the dragon, kill the fire dragon and poison dragon. I believe we killed, and then we went for the throne room and captured it. I believe we're the first ones to capture. And like, what when we captured it, when we got the 100%, the server crashed. And like a bunch of people think that's what caused the server crash was capturing the throne.
Yep.
Not 100%, but it correlated.
I have no idea.
But it correlated perfectly with capturing the throne, so that's a safe assumption that capturing a throne crashed the server.
But like the thing is, that could be a factor. Also, the multiple crashes that we had, that's an entire factor of its own. It could have that could have resulted into the capture bug that we've done. So it's very volatile, I would say.
But like 2 or 3 tests ago, sieges were sieges were working for a bit, and then like sieges weren't working because they were broken. Because there's an interaction bug going on, and so you couldn't interact with anything. Like it was pretty much just like after the first wall went down, or after a few seconds of like being in siege, it was everything broke. You couldn't capture any of the points, like anything. Like you could still kill the dragons, and you still could fight each other, but you could just walk straight through the gates. Nothing had interaction.
I think with every intermission or every test that we take. It's getting better and better, honestly.
You could definitely see and feel improvement.
Let me ask you this, because I wasn't part of that last test. Do you feel like it is ready to be released to the public, like without an NDA?
There's still the ghost. 1 second.
Bless you.
There's still the ghost AI bug that they've been trying to fix for a while now.
Like, your honest opinion, do you think at the moment, the way the game is right now, should the NDA be dropped? I know I asked this before, but it's like just because it's hard for me to gauge how the general community feels about this, because I know a huge amount of people that say don't drop the NDA that are actively testing right now, and there's another huge group of people that says drop the NDA, game looks great. You know, and then there are content creators that say, yes, drop the NDA so I can make content. And then there are content creators that say, don't drop the NDA because, you know, people will make content and your game is going to get a bad rep.
It depends what type of expectation you want, really, BCG.
No, I'm not asking what in your opinion.
I 100% agree with Faisal. I 100% agree with Faisal. Like there are people that are not happy with where we are. Like, they think we should be a lot further. We've been 4 years of development so far. People think that like we're just not getting an Alpha 1. People think that Alpha 1 should be. People are expecting a lot out of Alpha 1, and people are expecting a playable game when it's not. Even like yesterday during the Friday during the live stream, Steven was explaining like what you should be expecting out of this.
I know
test.
he can.
Like,
I know he can. Listen. He can explain that 5 million times. If you have some content creator, right, stream the game that has access, but doesn't know a lot about the game, and he has random people that never went on the Discord, never heard about Steven, right, and they see this game, they're gonna assume, okay, this game is trash.
You're gonna have that either way.
I know. So I know. So in my opinion, listen. My question was, in your opinion, as a long-time Ashes of Creation supporter, should they, with the current state of Alpha 1, drop the NDA and let the public see their current state? That's simple yes or no question.
If they can get the ghost AI bug fixed and working, a month-long test, I'm fine with that. Drop the NDA if they get the bug. If they get it done. If they don't, then I fully see a
maybe explain to the viewers what do you mean by ghost AI?
There's so like you kill the AI, you kill the mobs in the world, and it like they die, they disappear, but the code and program still registers them as there, and so when new ones spawn, that spawns in more AI, and they're just filling the world and filling the server, and it's like bogging down everything.
Really. So it just over time as you play on the server, things start slowing down as the server is using more and more memory because these things are being properly destroyed.
All right. Okay. So
it's
Faisal,
like
regarding
big people essentially.
okay, Faisal, regarding the NDA, drop, yes or no?
NDA drop, yes or no?
With the current testing experience that you have, do you
with
think?
the current testing, no.
No. Okay,
I
Stackerson?
would literally say no because there's a lot of bugs that needs to be addressed.
Okay.
If those were addressed, as Yokai said, I would say yes. You can drop the NDA. It's going to be fine.
All right, Stackerson?
I'm kind of neutral. It's one of those things where
Just pick a side. You're
the
always
longer
neutral.
you delay things, I think the more polished it's going to be. Like it's going to be expected to be more polished the longer they delay, and I don't think they'll be able to polish it.
It's not supposed to be polished.
Yeah, I know, but it's one of those things they delayed it so much. I feel like it's almost expected. Like if they do another delay, it'll be expected that the game will be more polished.
They've changed the date twice. They've changed the date twice. Yeah, I'll agree with you on that.
And that's why is it just they delayed it so much. It's almost I feel like it might be better just to rip off the Band-Aid at the same time.
You see,
because I mean they'll rip off the Band-Aid, and there's a lot of people that are still have the understanding that this is an alpha. It's buggy.
Yeah, but.
Whatever.
I will say
okay, in my opinion, because I know everybody says, yeah, we understand this is an alpha, this is people. Those are people that are, engaged with. That are. Now it's my turn. Right?
Okay.
That are watching the live streams. That are on the Discord. They understand this is an alpha 1, yada yada. Though I'm not concerned about those people. I'm concerned about other people that never heard maybe about Ashes and seeing it for the first time, which is still a lot of people. Right, and I agree with right now the current state of the game. I would personally not drop the NDA. If it would be up to me, I would completely remove that promise of releasing the NDA, because nobody is benefiting from it. Nobody is. If nobody, there's no real benefit of dropping the NDA right now. There's no benefit.
I don't know if you could go ahead, Faisal.
At this point, you're going to have the cyberpunk effect a bit, because people, if people heard that it got delayed twice, and they wouldn't look at the polished game, it's going to hurt them even more. Delaying it more.
I mean, they don't have to. They don't
more than.
They don't have to. In my opinion, from where I'm standing, from what I'm experiencing, from what I'm seeing, from what I'm hearing, in my opinion, they don't need to delay it, because the only reason they would drop the NDA is, hey, transparency, and we want people to see what we do, right? But you only get to show the public your MMORPG, for the first time, and this is going to be that first time. You can say this is Alpha 1 as much as you want. People are still going to take it as face value, point blank.
They're gonna do that. So,
right? So if it would be up to me, keep the NDA till beta. There is no harm done. You're gonna piss off a couple people, and the only people you're gonna piss off are content creators that were banking on making content about Ashes to gain to grow their own brand. I'm a content creator. I know a shit ton of, excuse me for swearing, I know a shit ton of content creators that feel that same way, that are engaged within Ashes, and they say they are bigger than me. They got a couple of 100,000 viewers in average, and even they say, hey, listen, if your game is not ready, don't release the NDA.
I think they're phrasing that to the other, but I don't know if they could just flat out say hey, we're not gonna, they could still run the test and say hey, we're just gonna not drop the NDA. You have a bunch of people that are already in the test. I'm surprised there haven't been way more leaks than visual links, or people trying to stream the test. I'm surprised we haven't had that. There are a lot of people in these tests, and the longer you say hey, we're just not going to do you shut out and say, hey, we're not going to do the delay, or we're not going to drop the NDA, that you're going to get leakers that are going to do it anyway. You're going to have people that are going to lean heavily on that promise of transparency. And
you know what? Honestly, if they are bitching about no NDA drop, then I really tell them, listen, if you're bitching and crying about this, listen, I'm from the before 2020 crew. If I can get over that, then you can get over the no NDA drop.
You're like one of the minority that believed before 2020.
I know I believed. There's nothing fucking wrong with it. But there are people that still believe in fucking Santa Claus. There's still, listen.
Santa's not real.
I don't want to call people out, but the majority of people were like, "Oh yeah, we believe in 2020." The news came out a week later. Oh, I already know. I always knew. So like they can go like honk their own horn. Right?
Could you imagine how great how happy people MMO players would have been if we would have got before 2020 and then COVID happened? People would have been spending all 2020 COVID quarantine playing Ashes of Creation.
That would have been a great. Yeah, that would have made the pandemic like worth it. Honestly, they should have brought back APOC during the pandemic.
They could have done that too. That's something they could have done.
I don't know about APOC. It died down so much.
It did die down a lot, but like after it died, you saw a bunch of people that, like,
down. It just
look through it through rose-colored glasses and are like, man, I really miss fucking APOC. Really miss.
Better than nothing.
I mean, Faisal, remember that one time I won a match, but just with a bronze axe. I even have it on my YouTube channel. No, like the point that I want to make is from what I'm hearing from other people in the Ashes community, people in Envious, people in Checkmate, people all across the board, content creators, non-content creators, new members, old members, a lot of people. This is just like where I'm. Like it feels to me a lot of people are really worried about this NDA drop.
I will say that a lot of people were expecting to see the first pass at combat in this NDA drop, and you're probably not going to get they've made changes to combat, but they haven't done like the hybrid combat like that. Like they haven't, like, it's still the combat we've been getting for a while now. It's not like the new combat. It's not like this is our hybrid combat.
I know.
This is like the people are expecting to see that in this Alpha 1 NDA drop, and I don't know if it's going to be there.
You see,
so like, that might be but like if the bugs are fixed, I'm saying like just drop it.
Let me clarify. Let me just clarify one thing. Just want to clarify something before we continue this. I'm not coming from the corner of I don't want this because I want negative things to Ashes. I'm the reason I don't want the NDA to drop is, first up, I'm worried, as so many other people, about certain things, and those certain things are that a concerned fan. You're coming that people that are not passionate about the project, large content creators, news outlets, or whatever, that they could spin the state of Alpha 1 in a way that would harm.
Gonna get that anyway.
That would harm the positive feedback and the positive push we got from the Lazy Peon video, right? We are on a really good road now. A lot of new members, a lot of interest in Ashes. So them now dropping the NDA and then you having the possibility. I cannot give you like a percentage, but there's a good chance that certain content creators that are not passionate about Ashes, that will take this opportunity to spin it in a negative way, because negative things always get more views, will spin it in a way that will harm the reputation and the public opinion of the project. That's what I'm worried about. I give a crap about,
Oh, you're not wrong. There's a lot of people who want to hate Ashes. There's those diehard fans of other MMOs that want this game to fail just because it's not their game.
And I feel like And I feel like, Faisal, I swear to God, you're gonna get 5 minutes after I'm done. I promise you're gonna get 5 minutes after I'm done. And I just feel like the risk outweighs the possible. There's no guaranteed benefits of releasing the NDA. There's too many risks. It's like, hey guys, here is a basket full of bullets. Now shoot holes into us. Now, Faisal, you may speak. I'm sorry.
How I see it, essentially, it's a double-edged sword if they release the NDA or they don't. people's expectations are going to increase if they don't release the NDA now, regardless.
That's where I'm coming
Yeah,
from.
that's what
Is where,
Stackers was
like-
saying earlier.
Yeah, I'm in very lenient to what Stackerson said essentially. At the very end of the day, I expect like Ashes of Creation, at least the team would decide on this, because it's either going to harm them now or it's going to harm them later. I can see your perspective, BCG, in the sense of, oh, content creators are going to shit talk this. They're going to shit talk it regardless. People that shit talked AOC from day one.
I know, that's what I'm like thinking. You know, there is no benefit about, you know, you dropping the NDA now. Like, Steven knows how to talk to gamers. If he would clearly come out and say, hey guys, listen, you only get to introduce an MMORPG once. I know, if he would give like this, like semi, like a semi-related speech to how when he first dropped, before 2020 is not gonna happen and stuff like that. If he can address the issue or the possible risk with this, I feel like people would understand, right?
I don't know. If you've been watching the live streams, the videos they show of like in-game footage, that's pretty much what you're getting. That's what you're getting when the NDA drops and like everyone can start showing videos of this stuff. That's what you're getting. You might see people go through like all the quests they have, like explore the map a little bit more, go through the siege, like see like an actual player's perspective of siege, like actual players describing like what the skills are like, but like what you see in the like describing it as like news media can flip this however they want. Like you're gonna get that anyway, and like
yeah. So why not?
If you're following Ashes of Creation and you see, you're passively following, you're like just like listening to like what Asmongold or Lazy Peon said, or like any other big content creator. It like a lot of them do reviews on like and use footage from the latest live stream, or like first reactions on like the latest live streams. Is like what you see in these live streams is what you're getting. If you're expecting more than what you see in these live development update live streams, then I don't know what to tell you. You're gonna get what you see.
And to be honest, for the people who are not searching up what Ashes of Creation is kind of on them, really.
I know, but
you don't just look at a game. Maybe for younger generations, sure. But if you're like an adult in your 30s or 40s and you don't look at the game for what it is, or search what it is,
Faisal, how many people watch some crappy game review and then think they know the game?
Yeah,
lots of people.
I cannot disagree with you. You're not wrong.
Lots of people do that, but like I think you're gonna get naysayers from
I
this no matter what.
I know you're gonna get naysayers. I know you're gonna get positives. You're gonna get the negatives. So why not? My whole thing is the whole thing that I think I want to get across, because we've been going off topic and Staggerson got that look on his face where he wants to kill people. So I'm gonna try to shorten this really quickly.
I'm fine.
You should just hold up a kitchen knife.
Why not push back that moment to a point where the game is?
I think you'd get more negative. Like people, like the longer you delay it, like Staggerson and Faisal were saying, the longer you delay it, the more people are going to expect out of it.
Come on, we've been waiting for what, 4 or 5 years now. Come on,
we've been waiting for 4 years, but
but BCG, we're smart.
I know we're smart. We're the smartest people on the planet. And I know that.
Your argument is the
that
people
I'm fucking
that
worried because the internet is fucking toxic. Have you been on Reddit lately? Jesus.
I'm saying that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying is like it's not us. Like we've been waiting for a long time now, but the people that haven't been waiting for a long time now are gonna expect more from. Like we all can play right now. We all can just see the game. We've all been following for a long time. We know where the game is. We know what's going on. People that aren't or haven't don't know where that is, and are rip the Band-Aid off. Like honestly, just like when the Ghost AI bug's done. Like when the servers can be up for that month-long test and like stuff. Like I'm telling you, there's a Ghost AI bug right now, and that's the main problem. I think that's the main problem we have right now, and if that's done, you're probably gonna see the NDA drop. If it's not done, you're not gonna see the NDA. If it like they're probably gonna delay that month-long test again. They're gonna delay the NDA drop. But if it gets fixed,
I mean,
I'm
just
rip it off and
I'm just worried.
let the world see. Let the naysayers say the thing. Let the positive. Like you're gonna get more negative pushback from delaying again than you would from just pulling the band-aid
Yeah,
off.
you see, you cannot.
Weighing the positive and negatives.
You cannot say that. There's no guarantee.
You can't say otherwise. You can't. There's no guarantee for the other way. Like you're arguing
you
for
can't.
either.
You can't.
So, like,
no, there is not. Again, yes, there is no guarantee, but you have more time to polish the game to put the game in a better spot.
Yeah, but
yeah.
Okay, if you're talking of beta, releasing a beta, I understand where you're coming from. Sure.
Yeah, beta. I would be okay with beta. I would be okay with beta.
That's forever away though, and like you'd only be getting footage from you'd only be getting the vocal viewpoint and like from the devs, and what people want to see is go ahead.
If you're talking about negative things as well, they would also be taking back their word because they were going to change the dates again.
So you know how often they change dates now. I think honestly at this point,
and that's the thing that everyone like. That's the main gripe a lot of people have about the studio right now is that they never stick to their dates.
I mean, it's active development. It happens. Welcome to game development. You know, if you don't work
there's an argument between
logic then.
there's an argument between active development and the transparency. That like active development and dropping the NDA.
I mean,
like,
you can still do active development, be transparent, and do delays because you don't feel like your product is in the right place.
No, you can do that, but you're delaying it. That's delaying the test, and then that's delaying the NDA. Delaying the test, yeah, active development. Delaying the NDA is not that the same thing.
It's your studio. It's your studio. It's your game. If you feel like, hey, this game is not in a place where I want to drop the NDA, then they done it before several times, so I don't see the issue.
But that's the difference. You're saying like that, just delaying it a little bit more versus saying we're not going to delay for Alpha 1. We're not going to release the NDA for Alpha 1. We're not going to release the NDA for Alpha 2. We're going to wait all the way till beta.
Yes.
That's a major difference.
You mean before 2020?
No one believed before 2020 but you.
Okay, then I'm the only one. Screw it. I'm a special unicorn. There you go. No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. And at the end of the day, it's not up to me. It's not up to any of us. I just wanted to gauge how people feel about it. That's it. Okay, next topic.
Next topic, theory crafting topics, mini games, races of era, how they interact with each other, kind of an RP topic, military nodes, and subscription versus other payment plans.
Oh, that's Stackerson. You've been quiet. You pick.
All right, one more time.
Mini games, Asher creation, and how AOC races and how they interact with each other. Military nodes or subscriptions versus other payment options.
I wanted to talk about how combat felt because I thought combat felt good.
Like during the test.
You still want to talk about testing? Okay.
Kind of did, just because the TTK felt better, which that had to be more with how they balanced it, but and not necessarily the new combat system. But I thought it was worth mentioning that TTK felt better. Tanks. They like half the number of stuns tanks had, so we weren't just like stun locking things to death. Although they added back in Black Hole, which seemed to add a lot of silliness to the game. But it was fun, but a little silly.
Basil in there for the community interaction.
Hey.
I know. Or other people's thoughts.
The combat was
it's less about the combat system, more just how they balance things. I realize, but I feel like it's worth talking about.
There was some sass about active blocking. Like we were I think we were told like active blocking was going to be in there. Then like some joking happened, and active blocking wasn't in this test. Active blocking is still planned to be there. I think in a future future update.
Maybe also explain what you mean by active blocking. Just
Being able to block
Okay.
with a shield.
So reactive blocking, like when somebody hits you, you block. Or is that what you mean? You mean just like shield up and?
No, like literally just hold your shield up.
Gotcha.
You can just hold your shield up and like.
I didn't test this last playtest, so I don't know what the changes they made.
It wasn't in there, but it wasn't in there.
Okay.
Active blocking.
No, I know. I know. I just feel like in regards to the combat, I mean, the combat for me, I know I'm one of the few where the combat isn't the most important thing. I have other things I'm more worried about. The combat right now for me still feels like it's a placeholder, and that's what it is. So I don't really want to comment on the whole combat system, because I feel like a lot of the skills are gonna change. They're gonna get separated to the different classes. So combat wise, there's still a lot of work to be done, and we know the combat system's in the works. The only thing that I could comment on is that the combat, even how it is right now, feels impactful. It doesn't feel like you're spamming something. Okay, you do spam a little bit, but that's just because it's a placeholder. It's more like it feels like you're making an impact, and that's something that I find more important than anything else. If you look at games like World of Warcraft, you spam rotations on rotations, and it doesn't feel impactful. So yeah, so that's my whole thing with the combat.
I felt with the new passives implemented that everyone became tanky, if that makes sense.
I could definitely. People did more damage. People became more tanky. You have the siege gear. I don't know. When we got so everyone got max level. Last couple tests, everyone's been getting max level before you would go into the sieges, because you have to be a certain level. You have to be above level 12 to get into the sieges. And so when we finally got it, I honestly didn't get to play with the passives all that much, because I was crashing throughout that whole.
You were only able to put like one skill point in each, essentially.
Yeah,
but
that maxed them out to. I think that maxed them out to three.
I'm not sure, but
yeah.
But all I could tell you is that 3 people were targeting me, just me. So it's a 3v1, and I was like holding my own essentially for a long period of time until backup arrived, essentially, and I still survived, even though I should have been dead, essentially. So a lot, like everyone was more tanking. And I was playing a mage. I wasn't even playing a tank. Usually mages get one shot with the one ability from the tank.
That's fire. There was also a lot of alright. So there was like this test. I saw like with the passives and a lot of like combat changes that we got this test. There's some balancing that needs to go on, but there was also a bunch of other bugs that were going on, like half those I think like most of the one-hand weapons that you know, people go with shield and something else. A bunch of those one-hand weapons you couldn't use. I think it was sword and axe. You couldn't.
Sword, axe, and wand.
Yeah, you couldn't.
I don't know about the bow.
Yeah.
The bow has always been bugged for me. I was unable to touch the bow ever.
Yeah. So I don't have a whole lot else to say on this. The combat is making improvements, but there's some balancing stuff to go on.
Right.
There was a lot of problems with the tests, so really didn't. I think really need to do. Wait till next test to like really tell.
Okay, but I think that the one thing that we can agree on, I think this might be interesting to those who are watching that are not actively testing, is that the testing is still progressing and you can feel a difference every time you test. Is that something somewhat accurate? Would you agree on that? Would you agree that every time you test, you know that there's a difference, you know they're working on, you can feel the difference?
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
Either
All right, good.
either in performance wise or something else. Like there's definitely a change that's going on.
Exactly. I think even with NDA drop, without NDA drop, even with anything that goes on, anything that is being shared or not shared, as long as we can tell you or we can feel a difference, I think that is progress towards, you know, the release of the game. I think that's all that matters, at least for me personally.
Yokai, apparently using the shield and the wand doesn't work, but if
It's
you use
never never worked. Wand and shield has never worked. People have been trying to do that since we got shield. It's never worked.
but using the wand by itself, it's fine apparently.
Yeah, that's always how it's been. People have been trying to use wand and shield. That's never worked.
You know what I just noticed? The crosshair in the video is red, not white.
But what I was talking about is that, like, literally on screen, they did I think Steven or Toast or someone did a thing across screen saying, like, hey, these weapons aren't working right now. Sword, axe, so-and-so. Like, so there's some other ones. But, like, these weapons aren't working right now. So,
all right.
Or the max level variants.
I think we're done for today, right? We hit our 1 hour mark.
We did hit our 1 hour mark. We only talked about 2 topics, the live stream and the...
That's all that matters.
Next one will be the 18th. Actually, we're not going to do the 11th. We're going to go to the 18th. It's going to be our 4-year anniversary.
Wait, no, that can't be right. The 96th episode.
No, 4-year anniversary versus 100th. Like you're thinking about the 100th episode, which is later on. This is the 4-year anniversry. We agreed.
Oh, my 4-year anniversary. Yeah, are we gonna do something with it?
Yeah.
Am I gonna get a cake?
You gonna get cake? You want a cake?
I don't know. It's my 4-year anniversary. I deserve like a, you know, I don't know, maybe a cake, maybe a little present, maybe Faisal singing for us. I don't know, maybe.
But yeah,
I kind of want Faisal singing now. Now that I think about it, I want Faisal singing.
Oh.
So yeah, Faisal, you will sing on my 4-year anniversary.
Oh,
so the content, so like the community podcast. We'll do a history of.
Yeah, we do. I do
podcast.
a speech and all that stuff next time.
Yeah,
Wait, is it next time?
Do a speech.
It's next time. It's next time.
Yes, it's next time. So we're gonna do the 18th, and then it also works out for us better this way because like the 18th, and then the week after that will be the live stream week, and then the Sunday after that, like that'll be our next, like the 1st of August will be when we do our next one after the 4-year anniversary.
Exactly. And then we got
after the
Alpha 1 stuff
podcast.
and all that. Exactly. Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody, let me see. Everybody, thanks for watching. Thanks for joining us. Thanks you 3 for joining us. For those of you that are interested, we will now spend an hour on the Ash of Creation community Discord and talk about ashes like we always do. So as always, everybody, I'm sorry for the audio issues earlier. You know, it's not an Ashes. It's not an Ashes live stream without audio issues. Anyways, till then, everybody stay safe, still healthy, and we will see you in the Ash of Creation community Discord. Peace. Bye.